I'd like to call our meeting back to order. Mr. Linden, would you read us out of closed?
Yes, Madam Chair. I move that the Roanoke County School Board come out of closed session for the following: to discuss the investigation of a student matter pursuant to the Scholastic Record Exemption at 2.2-3711A2 of the Code of Virginia, and to certify that to the best of each member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements under this chapter, and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard, discussed, or considered in the meeting by the school board.
Second.
Yep.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Greenway?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Linden?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Fachani?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hudson?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Clemens?
Yes, ma'am. Item 2.03, action from closed.
Yes, Madam Chair, I move to allow students numbers in 2025, 1 through 3 to be released from compulsory attendance pursuant to 22.1-254-B.1 of the Code of Virginia as amended.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Greenway?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Linden?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Fachani?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hudson?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Clemens?
Yes, ma'am. Welcome, everyone. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Item 4.01, announcement of changes in the agenda. We do not have any. Item 4.02, approval of agenda with announced changes. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Greenway?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Linden?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Fachani?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hudson?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Clemens?
Yes, ma'am. Item 5.01, recognition of BCAT EMT Program Volunteer Awards 2024-2025. Mr. Christian Kish and Ms. Krista Patterson.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dr. Nicely. Thank you for welcoming us this evening. At BCAT, our EMT program has performed well above the state average in EMT certification testing. That success is the result of exceptional instruction and strong community partnerships, especially the kind of volunteer support we are recognizing tonight. The individuals we're recognizing have gone above and beyond to support our students in developing the real-world judgment and skills needed to save lives. To introduce and recognize tonight's honorees, I'd like to invite and introduce our incredible EMT instructor, Ms. Krista Patterson, to talk a little further about these two and why they were chosen for these awards. Ms. Patterson.
Good evening, members of the board, our community members, and our honored guests. And thank you to Mr. Kish for that very kind introduction. Now, before I say anything else, I should confess, if you know anything about first responders, we do really well with, and we are very comfortable running into emergency situations, but being in the spotlight like this is not our most comfortable time. However, most of my students will tell you my number one classroom rule is to don't do things to make me go to meetings. And here I am in front of you all for this meeting. But I'll be honest, this is a meeting that I am truly honored to attend, and these folks definitely deserve the attention that they're getting tonight. As Mr. Kish said, my name is Krista. I have the privilege of serving as your high school EMT instructor. I began in fire and EMS in 2009, and in 2021, I transitioned into education. So I, in this time, have held many titles. I've received a lot of accolades, and I think to date, being called Miss C by these kiddos is my most proud thing. If you'll allow me, I'd like to take a moment just to recognize the vastness of what these students truly take on with this program. Many high schoolers are worried about their GPAs, their driver's licenses, and prom, but these EMT students show up to learn to make life-saving decisions under pressure. They're preparing to walk into strangers' homes on the worst day of their lives and offer calm, competent, compassionate help. That kind of emotional and academic weight would be a lot for most adults, much less to be teenagers in this position. They show up every day ready to serve, ready to learn, and to hold themselves to the highest standards, and I couldn't be more proud of them. This EMT program is made possible through strong partnerships with Radford University, and I want to sincerely thank the local fire departments whose support, mentorship, and presence in this experience is what makes it very real and meaningful for the students. Several of their leaders are here with us tonight. I would like to thank you for believing in this next generation of first responders. It's working. Since I took over this program in November of 22, we have seen 29 students join our community as volunteer, career, and even many are in the Radford program seeking their paramedic. 29 students in just these last 2 years that are now actively serving in our community. We also maintain one of the highest success rates in the Commonwealth of Virginia for EMT programs for students that are under 18 years old. These numbers matter, but what matters even more are the stories behind them, the long nights studying, the teamwork, the mentorship, and that drive to show up for others. While technical excellence is a big part of our focus, there is also a theme that runs quietly underneath everything that we do. When these students start to feel overwhelmed with a scenario or a lab setting, when the pressure gets high and they're questioning their abilities, I often remind them of a simple phrase, to be a good duck. Above the surface, ducks appear calm and collected, but under the water, their little feet are paddling like crazy. I ask of them to stay calm, trust your training, rely on that foundation, and keep pushing through. That mindset, the grace under pressure, matters in EMS and in life. The effort and dedication is what brings us here tonight, and I have the privilege of presenting 2 awards that are deeply personal to me. These awards are given in memory of Gracie Humbert, a career firefighter paramedic who lived and served for over 3 decades with an unmatched heart. She began her career as a teenager, just like these BCAT students. Gracie lost a valiantly fought battle with job-related breast cancer 3 years ago. She was my mentor, my friend, and one of the most impactful educators and human beings I have ever met. She left an unforgettable mark on every life that she touched. People often said to be known by Gracie was to be loved by her. She called many students and her younger crewmates her kids. She was everyone's mom, best friend, or sister, and she lived her values. If she responded to a call and discovered that a family had unmet needs, when she got off of shift, she would go back to that home and leave food, clothing, whatever that family needed without asking for the recognition. She built others up. She fought with fire. She taught with love and confidence, and she made people better, whether as EMTs, firefighters, or just as human beings. It is one of the greatest honors of my life to recognize these 2 individuals whose actions and spirits reflect Gracie's own. For our Preceptor of the Year, it is presented to Corey Clement. Corey has been a constant presence in the field and classroom for our students, welcoming, calm, and professional. Students consistently said that he made them feel like a part of the team, and he encouraged them to step up, not just in the classroom, but into real responsibility in their lives. His willingness to teach gave them the confidence to perform and the space to grow. But Corey also brings something else to the table. He's fun. He doesn't just teach what's in the textbook. He teaches them about confidence, adaptability, and kindness. He leads by example and meets the students where they are. I feel I have to include this final commentary from the students. I asked them to give me brief examples of why they chose each one of these nominees. Several of them made mention that he was further deserving of recognition because he has an awesome mustache. At this time, I would like to invite Corey up to the front to accept the 2025 Gracie Humbert Preceptor of the Year Award.
Say something?
Sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank y'all for supporting the program. This is a very special program, and like she talked about, And as y'all may already know, the fire department is a family. It's generations teaching generations and holding each other up and teaching each other. In the audience today, we've got Amber. He taught my very first EMT class. We've got Carrie. She taught my paramedic class. And it just keeps you teach someone to fish, they never go hungry. And so those are the words we live by, also with the golden rule. And do unto others as you would want done to you. And so, good luck, guys, and we'll see you around. All right? Thanks.
Corey, thank you for being the kind of mentor that changes lives. The Lab Instructor of the Year award goes to David Johnson. David is known among our students as someone who challenges them and then lifts them up. He pushes them out of their comfort zones, demands critical thinking, and helps them truly understand what it means to care for people, not just patients. They've told me that David constantly reminds them that the people we serve are someone's family, and that no matter how routine something may feel, we owe it to them to bring our best every time. He helps students connect the dots between that skill and humanity. And yes, David also has a noteworthy mustache. I'm starting to think that there is a pattern here, and apparently this is now an unofficial requirement for grade instructors, but to be clear, I won't be growing a mustache. Please join me in welcoming David Johnson to the front to receive the 2025 Gracie Humbert Award. Thank you much. David, thank you for helping our students rise to meet challenges and for reminding them of the heart behind the work. Your dedication is felt and it's appreciated more than you know. To Corey and David, thank you for exemplifying what it means to serve, to teach, and to lead with love and strength. Thank you for embodying the values that made Gracie Humbert so unforgettable. You are a part of the legacy that she left behind. To our EMT students, many of who are here tonight, you are what gives this program life. Keep doing the work, keep paddling like a good duck, keep being the kind of people Gracie would be proud of, and never forget that you are capable of extraordinary things. You make me proud every single day. Thank you all for allowing me to speak, and thank you for helping us celebrate the best of what this program and profession has to offer.
EMT, why don't you guys come on up and join as well?
So EMT line up the back. EMT towards the back there. Here we go. Our instructors up front. And you guys in the middle, you guys are the signature here. Go in the middle. This one. There we go. So balance out. All right, moms and dads, come on up. Anybody else, come on up. Let you guys get first flash. Come on up. All right, don't go anywhere. All right, here. Right over here. All right.
Christian, maybe before they leave, it'd be nice, are we gonna get to introduce each of the EMTs here? Well, I'd like to hear where they run out of, which station they run out of.
Does anybody wanna come
They
up
give so much time and effort, they probably don't like the spotlight either, but maybe if they could just quickly introduce themselves and let us know which station they run out of.
We'll just go in line. We'll start with you.
So, I'm Carter Grafeo. I don't currently run out of any place yet. Still applying, but I do. I have helped out with my Boy Scout troop. So I had a couple of injuries that I had help with
maybe say what your base school is too.
Oh, I'm also the only, like, there's a couple of Glimmer kids, but there's not many.
Nice.
I'm Colin Boucheri. I go to Cave Spring. I don't volunteer anywhere right now. I'm probably gonna apply somewhere.
My name is Cole Benner. I go to Cave Spring. I'm a senior, and I just applied for Cave Spring Volunteer Fire Department.
I'm Whitney Purdue. I don't currently volunteer anywhere, and I go to Cave Spring High School. I'm Arabella Harding. I also do not volunteer anywhere right now, but I am applying, and I also help my dad in the hospital sometimes. I'm Grace Caudill. I go to Cave Spring High School, and I'm currently applying to the VIN Rescue Squad.
My name is Jaden Collar. I volunteer at Cave Spring Fire, and I'm in the application process with them. I go to Northside.
I'm Grace Voss. I go to Glenver, and I'll hopefully be working with in the fall.
I'm Skylar Etheridge. I go to Northside, and I'm not currently volunteering.
I'm Morton. I go to Hidden Valley. I'm not currently running out of anywhere, and I'm volunteering at the VA and
Nice.
Well, there's
Thank you.
one school I didn't hear in that group. I don't know who it was, but
We're still coming to Vinton though.
Yeah.
we got some volunteered to it. So do we, how do we, and I know this is a BCAT type thing, but how's that recruited, or is that something they sign up just normal through
Yeah,
their?
so all the Williamsburg students, just like everybody else, comes through and they do the tour. They have to wait until their junior year. I think we do have plenty of students from Williamsburg. I just don't think we had any here tonight.
Oh, okay. Good.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
You're dismissed.
Sometimes it's just we don't promote it certainly. So I just wondered if that was,
Well, there were several for Benton Fire Department.
they're coming together, gonna work. That's awesome.
Yeah. Item 5.02, recognition of Anthony Barnes, Alltech Steel, BCAT Community Partner, Mr. Christian Kish and Mr. Chris Overfelt.
All right, back up for another one. We also want to recognize a remarkable community partner whose support has also made a lasting impact on our welding and motorsports programs. Behind me is Mr. Anthony Barnes, the general manager at Alro Steel here in Roanoke. He's just gone above and beyond to invest in our students, not just with materials and resources, but with time, encouragement, and a true belief in what career and technical education can do. This partnership with Mr. Barnes and Alro Steel has helped to give our students access to real-world experiences, industry expectations, and also tangible materials that will benefit students for years to come. So to talk more about Mr. Barnes's contributions, I will turn it over to the one and only Mr. Chris Overfelt.
I won't talk as long as Krista did, but one thing you'll notice about everything, and when you see BCAT people come here, those kids chose to go there. Nobody made them go to that school. So shows, I guess, proof in y'all helping with funding for the new center. Years ago, when I was in my 30s, Mr. Hudson, you made that comment last time I was here. I talked with Mr. Bruce Farrell about some donations for our motorsports program when we got started, and he said, you don't want a donation, you want companies who support education. And that's what his company has done. Since I've met Anthony last year, and I met him through another business partner and actually a close friend of mine, Jay Bell with Howard's Precision Machine, Anthony never asked what his company or he would get out of helping the school. He's been instrumental in designing and supporting the materials and things we need for the new center. Just recently, Salem City Schools recognized them as a Creating Excellence business industry, and they won the Region 6 Creating Excellence CTE for business and industry for this year. When I first met him, a month after I met him, I asked him for a donation of $3,000 to take two of my students to the Skills USA National Competition in Atlanta, and he gladly wrote us a check. He also cut out 90 practice projects for Tanner to practice with. He just recently donated the materials for us for our end of the year exam. He's supported summer camps for numerous schools, including Roanoke County, Salem, Daytech, and Rotech. We're working on this now with the materials and design, and Mr. Kegels has helped with this also with the donation for the workbenches, welding booths, and classroom tables for the new center. We've had 2 trips to Charlotte with our students to see their Charlotte facility, and they provided the kids with food from Chick-fil-A, and you know students, they like food. We also were given a tour of Gibbs Racing, Joe Gibbs Racing, and actually saw one of our students who works for Joe Gibbs. He's like the celebrity in the class because everybody said, "Did you see Ryan?" The list goes on, and if I went through everything that he has done for the school in the year that he has been here, we'd be here all night long. So he's moving back to his hometown in Michigan. He's got leaving the area, I guess, but he said he won't be. He'll be right on the other end of the phone if I need him. But I wanted to make sure before he left that we honored him for what he's done for Roanoke County and what it will actually impact for the future for our new center for years to come. So, thank you.
Right in the middle here.
Brett's at South Bend, Indiana, so Niles, where I was born and raised. I am. Irish and Cubbies.
Thank you.
Yes.
Item 5.03, Principal of Distinction Recognition, Ms. Kim Bradshaw and Mr. Mike Riley.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, Dr. Nicely. It gives me great pleasure to share with you that in partnership with the Virginia Association of Secondary School Principals and the Virginia Association of Elementary School Principals, the Virginia Department of Education has launched a new initiative called Principals of Distinction. This program is designed to recognize and celebrate the achievements of outstanding K-12 principals, highlighting their contributions and inspiring others with the educational community. The objectives of the Principals of Distinction program include recognizing excellence in leadership among high-performing principals who've had a significant impact on student achievement, increase awareness of Principals of Distinction program, showcase the accomplishments and impact of the honored principals, engage the community, educators, and stakeholders in celebrating these educational leaders. At the May 22nd Board of Education meeting, 31 exceptional candidates were announced as the first class of Principals of Distinction. These individuals were selected based on their outstanding leadership in areas such as improved student achievement, effective instructional leadership, development of a positive school environment that addresses non-academic barriers to success. Roanoke County is proud to announce that 2 of our own principals were selected as part of this prestigious group. So it's with great pleasure and that I share with you that Ms. Kim Smith, Fort Lewis Elementary, come on up, Ms. Smith, and Dr. Chris Benson, principal at Hidden Valley Middle School, were chosen as part of this group. So we have them here to honor them this evening, and we would like to recognize their outstanding leadership and the positive impact they've had on our schools and our students. Congratulations.
was just.
Yeah, that's all that's. Hold tight.
Oh, it's okay.
You sure? I think that's it. I think we're good.
Oh, is that what, that's nice.
Do it. Item 5.04, RCPS recognized as Best Community for Music Education, Ms. Shannon Norman.
On behalf of Mr. Rick Elliott, good evening, Madam Chair, board members, and Dr. Nicely. Roanoke County Public Schools has once again been recognized by the NAM Foundation as one of the best communities for music education, earning this prestigious designation for the 21st year. Now in its 26th year, the BCME designation honors school districts that demonstrate an exceptional commitment to providing music access and education for all students. To qualify, RCPS completed a comprehensive review of funding, graduation requirements, student participation, instructional time, facilities, and overall support for music programs. All responses were verified by school officials and reviewed by the Music Research Institute at the University of Kansas. Decades of research confirm the benefits of music education, not only in cognitive and academic growth, but also in social development. Studies show that students who participate in music experience stronger listening skills, improved speech processing, higher reading scores, and greater attention and memory abilities. In addition, students involved in music are more likely to graduate from high school and pursue higher education. Beyond academics, music education fosters essential life skills such as teamwork, conflict resolution, and the ability to give and receive constructive feedback. In fact, even adults who participated in music as children show lasting neurological benefits later in their life. This continued recognition from the NAM Foundation highlights the dedication of our teachers, students, families, and community in supporting the arts. It reinforces Roanoke County Public Schools' belief that music education is a vital part of a well-rounded education, one that helps students grow academically, socially, and emotionally, preparing them for success in school and beyond. Thank you.
Ms. Norman, as an orientation to your new assignment as supervisor of music, know that every year we do this, your responsibility is to lead us in the Roanoke County School District song. So,
There is a song? There's a song.
not yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, good.
That was what we call trust.
I was mistaken.
We figured to that. There we go.
Who knew?
That's great. Guys, they go try to use.
Item 6.01, hearing of citizens for agenda topics. We do not have any. Agenda item 7, the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Greenway,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. London,
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Bachani,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hudson.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Clemens.
Yes, ma'am. Item 8.01, Hidden Valley High School Athletic Field Artificial Turf, Mr. Todd Kegels.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Dr. Nicely, Dr. Soltis, During the June 5th school board work session, staff presented a proposal at the request of the school board to allocate $1 million from the Major Capital Fund special projects to be used to convert the grass soccer field at Hidden Valley High School to artificial turf. This project would provide an all-weather, multi-sports artificial playing surface, which will improve the consistency and wet weather playability of the field while easing scheduling conflicts at Bogle Field. Staff is bringing the proposal to the school board this evening for your consideration.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Do we have discussion?
Sorry, I thought you did second.
Oh, I just asked for a second.
Oh, you
That's okay.
asked for a second. Oh.
Discussion?
I've got a few comments, I think. I see this as a want rather than a need. I know the report showed a fiscal impact of very large and a priority of low. Will it be lined for more than just soccer? What are the plans there?
I think that would be up to the school. All of our fields are lined for multi-sports. If we didn't, it would be the only one that wasn't, but certainly we would consult the school with what lines they would want on the field.
I can comment on that. Yeah, it will be for everything.
Yeah. It's currently, I mean, I know Scott Weaver has done such an incredible job aerating that field, overseeding, top dressing. I think it's a perfectly playable field. That's what the report showed. Just not sure how it looks for us on the budget cuts that we had to make this spring, to go spend $1 million and tear up a perfectly good field where we've eliminated 20 positions. We eliminated the health clinic. We had to increase health insurance costs. And I know these come from different pots of money sometimes, but I do think there would be a better use of taxpayer dollars than $1 million on that field.
Do we have any other discussion?
Yeah, I think I talked about it at length at the work session, so if anybody wants to go back and listen to my comments, it was quite lengthy what I had to say, but the long and short of it is I know that it's going to benefit the entire community greatly, and I appreciate the support that I have here tonight. And in the long run, to David's question about the finances, we know that we have other fields that we've done in the community in Roanoke County Public Schools, and if you do the math, it actually is cheaper with the maintenance and everything else to have an artificial field over time with the cost that you're putting into that field. And the cost of the field and maintaining it did get quite expensive, and we did the analytics on that, and so it just makes sense. So, thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, I would also add, this school board didn't add a second facility to have capital projects, another facility to have capital projects at. So it is the only school without a turf field. So, I can justify it very well from the fact that we've got 4 schools with an artificial turf field. And I feel like this, solidifies all 5 to have one, and you can play on it round the clock. We know what it meant to the William Byrd community that didn't have facilities to practice and play on. So now we're using it round the clock without having to regenerate growth or grass. I'd also say my Board of Supervisor member had mentioned that she wanted this as well. And so I think it's an opportunity that we make everyone whole in the school community. And, I can support it from that standpoint. So, thank you.
I appreciate that, Tim.
Any other discussion? I would just say, as the other school in South County, it does directly affect Cave Spring in some ways. That was part of the discussion, is about how the field was going to be lined, and it is our understanding that it would be lined for other sports other than soccer, and the band would be able to use it as well. So for me, if it's relieving part of the scheduling conflicts that we have at Bogle, which is used for everything, then it could be a direct impact for Cave Spring. So that's why I would be supporting it.
I would also say it also for rec, because our rec use our fields. So, that also helps with the whole community, like you mentioned, not just.
Which is also still like Bogle.
And
Bogle
let me say one last thing
overused.
to maintenance. So we did a study, it's probably been 5 or 6 years ago now. I think it was before Mr. Kegels was our facilities director. But we did a study whereby the amount we spend to what's the right word, to
Maintain?
renovate, 10 years or 12 years when the field needs to be renewed, that fee that we put in is very closely related to the maintenance of that field on a yearly basis. So it's not wasteful spending. It's actually thoughtful spending. If we had plenty of space to have natural grass fields where we didn't have to use them so heavily, that's one discussion. But to have a turf field that you can play 24/7 and different sports and recreation, as Mr. Hudson said, and different, I see it as a plus for the community.
You know what, Tim, just to add on to that point, there will be revenue that will be coming into the school for renting of facility, just like it does happen for Bogle. So it's actually could be considered a revenue source as well, which goes directly back to our schools.
Any other discussion? Madam Clerk?
Mr. Greenway?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Linden?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Fachani?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hudson?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Clemens?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Item 8.02, K through 2 grading and policy updates, Mr. Ben Williams.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Dr. Nicely, I'm here today to update some policies that are fairly minor changes to grading. The policies mainly fix grade levels to align with current practice, add some criterion-based wording to the grade level designations, the A to F designations rather, and also fix our rounding policy so that the math works out for everybody. In addition to that, we wanted to put that on action in order to let you know that we also made some changes that weren't policy-based, but also, behind-the-scenes changes to address some of the concerns the board had at the last meeting, at the work session. In particular, we wanted to have a better transition. We heard you about the transition from standards-based to grading, and particularly in second grade. And so, there was a really good idea to take the designations in second, the proficient, approaching proficiency, and not yet proficient, and to put along with that an A, B, C, D, and basically F designation beside them so that you've got a letter grade sort of transition going from first grade, and then the letter grade transition where you have both on the report card for second grade, and then for the third grade, it would go straight to A to F. So, and then no anticipated changes for third on in terms of changing from A to F. So, so in terms of those changes, that we would also keep the title report card. We had talked about potentially calling it progress report. We just keep that name from K-12. And the other thing we would do is make sure the board had reassurance that student work that goes home will have traditional percentages, those sort of things on it. So if you get some work home, it'll say 89%, or it'll say 7 out of 10, or 10 out of 10, or and such, along with any designations, whether they be proficient or AB, that sort of thing. So wanted to make that really clear that what parents see going home really wouldn't change. The report cards themselves are essentially the same as they have this year. We're going to add some indicators because of some standards changes. But in the end, parents will benefit from having more information about their children as well. So, those are the primary changes, and I'll be happy to answer any questions about those.
Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair. I just want to thank Mr. Williams for working on this and the collaboration and the board member comments, because I think that's one of those spots where it really was a collaboration of, some of you fellow board members had some great comments, and I do like the idea of having the extended, discussion for our parents in certain criterias, but also the grade's important, I think. So it was a very, very nice compromise. So thank you.
I think we're in a better place now because of that.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Madam Clerk?
Mr. Greenway?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. London?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Fajani?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hudson?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Clemens?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Item 9, information, we do not have any. Item 10.01, hearing of citizens for non-agenda topics, we do not have any. Item 11.01, report by Roanoke County School Superintendent, Dr. Nicely.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. It was certainly wonderful this evening to see and honor all of our EMT students. Of course, we're honoring the instructors, but I'm so glad to see the students out in force to as a way of supporting that. I know we're also proud to be able to offer these programs in Roanoke County Public Schools and have teachers and students who step up to the challenge for such an important work of public service. And of course, we also want to thank all the professionals and the partners, very evident the partnerships that are involved in being able to offer those partners. We also want to thank the wonderful community partners that we have, like Arrow Steel, who is also recognized this evening. Just appreciate all they do. And that's just one of a number of partners like that, businesses that really support our students, support our programs, support our schools, and we're just so grateful for them. I want to congratulate all of our spring sports athletes who have represented Roanoke County Schools so well this spring, not only through robust competition, but just good sportsmanship. And we're always so proud when we have folks recognize the good sportsmanship that our student athletes display. Special shout out to Glenver High School Soccer. I know they brought home their third straight state championship last weekend, and we're also very proud of them. I want to thank our school board members for coming out for our recent annual leadership meetings held for Roanoke County principals, assistant principals, and district leaders. We had 2 great days focused on student learning, school safety, and learning more about things like artificial intelligence. We've also been completing year-end principal evaluations this week, and I'm continuously reminded of just how blessed and fortunate we are as a school division to have the consistently high caliber principals that we have. Speaking of high caliber principals, we were thrilled, of course, to have 2 Roanoke County principals counted among the 31 principals from across Virginia accepted into the first ever Virginia Principal of Distinction program. So congratulations again to Principal Smith and also Dr. Benson, and we wish them well in that program. Since our last school board meeting, of course, we also had the chance to shake the hands of over 1,000 seniors graduating from Roanoke County high schools this year. We're so proud of these students, all they've accomplished, including earning over $12 million in scholarships. It's an honor to watch them graduate and is a reminder of why we do what we do. So congratulations to our graduates and also to our teachers, our families, all of whom play such a huge part in getting them there. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nicely. Item 12.01, reports and inquiries of board members. Mr. Greenway, would you like to go first?
Sure. I don't have much, but I was going to say how nice it was to start the new year off with the leadership, the principal leadership gathering, and the luncheon that we got to attend. Mr. Linden and I got to sit with the, I guess they were the guest speakers with, about AI, and what a topic that is. So I don't know where that leads us or how, that's technology I'm not sure I can even understand or get my head around, but for teaching and education, I imagine it's going to change the landscape and how we move forward. But that was such a spot-on topic, and those folks were very engaging in thought process. So it's just really cool to see how we come out of graduating and you're celebrating the graduates, and then you're saying, all right, let's get ready for next year. So, Dr. Nicely and staff do an amazing job, so we thank you for all you do and appreciate you. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Linden?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I'd just like to take an opportunity to thank Nancy Hands for the invitation to last week's Courage to Care retreat. We all know that vaping and drug use is a concern, unfortunately, all too much among our students. And I shudder to think of where we might be if it weren't for the Prevention Council, or now partnership for community wellness, I guess. But last week's retreat was fantastic. To see the difference that those people are helping make in this community is wonderful. And I look forward to those events that we have planned in the fall, starting at Northside at the end of August, to try to spread the word on how to keep those children safe. So, only other thing, I'd like to congratulate Northside's baseball team making it to the state quarterfinals. Fell a little bit short to the eventual champion, but Trent Cundiff over there at Northside, Blue Ridge District Coach of the Year, so shout out to him. That's all.
Thank you. Ms. Vashani?
I have a couple of things, Madam Chair. So congratulations once again to all our graduates, as Dr. Nicely mentioned. I had the pleasure of attending graduation at Hidden Valley, and it's really inspiring to be on the stage and see the graduates come through, and a lot of them I know, so it's near and dear to my heart. Seeing what they've achieved and knowing on that they're going to go on further to extend maybe an education or go out to the workforce or maybe another path just really brings joy to my heart. It was a wonderful ceremony, and the speakers were really fantastic. I attended, as David mentioned, the Courage to Care event. It was sponsored by the Partnership for Community Wellness, and it was a really valuable opportunity to connect with others in the community and to really feel, almost it was palpable in the room, the difference that they were making. And there really is an incredible amount of movement in this community dealing with all types of substances, whether it's alcohol, vape, nicotine, THC, and we are not unlike other communities who have issues, and to see these programs provide wraparound services to these students and the youth in our community is really awe-inspiring. There were over 60 participants, and Narcan was given out, and they did a little Revive training, I guess, refresher. That was, anybody who wanted Narcan could take it. Mark your calendars, on July 29th at Grandin Theater, there's a movie that's coming out. It's free. We want to pack the movie theater. It's called Can't Look Away. If you have a chance, you can look it up online and watch the trailer. It brought tears to my eyes, the trailer. It's sponsored by the Partnership for Community Wellness and Smartphone Free Childhood. You really won't want to miss it. An invitation will be available through the Eventbrite. But this movie really, in an incredible way, talks about the dangers of cell phones and the companies that have gone after our children, marketing towards that addiction, knowing what they knew, and continuing to market all these terrible things to our children. So it goes into sextortion, cyberbullying, anxiety, depression. So I wouldn't miss it. Real quick, congratulations again to Dr. Benson and to Mrs. Kim Smith, who have been named to the inaugural class of candidates in the VDOE Principles of Distinction program. It really is a testament to their dedication and their commitment and their leadership, and they have done a remarkable job, and everybody loves them, and it's no wonder why. They do an incredible job for Roanoke County. We really are blessed to have them. Lastly, I want to just highlight the Roanoke County staff retreat that they put on. It was fantastic. The energy in the room was great. I love seeing everybody. I did not get to participate in the AI. Unfortunately, I missed that. But I think when you see all those great minds coming together in a room, the enthusiasm, it's the unwavering dedication that our staff has is the reason why Roanoke County continues to excel and continues to do what it does here for our students. One last thing, Dr. Nicely and Dr. Soltis, I'm going to officially make a request that you inquire as to the feasibility of a recovery high school right here in Virginia. Chesterfield has the first recovery high school that's been up for a couple years with great success. 2 more are coming, one in Virginia Beach and one in Waynesboro. I know both of the people that were involved in that at this point. It was 100% funded by grant state funds. I think we have enough local support, enough people who would want to be involved in that project, and I think it's definitely worth the discussion. So let me know how I can be of assistance. I'd love to get it going. I really would. It wouldn't take money away from our current projects or our current schools. You typically start slow, 5 to 10 students, and then you roll people in, and it's all state funded. So it's grant money. All right, thank you.
Madam Chair, real quick, can I add into that? Because we've talked about the alternative school too. Could that, we maybe think about that?
It
kind
could
of
be in the same
combination?
building.
Okay, yep. 'cause
Yeah,
that was-
it will save lives.
It
and
was-
It will save lives.
I was really impressed with that idea.
Oh, we may have a building for long.
Yeah,
run.
that's
what I
right.
said.
That's excellent.
And I've already mentioned it to people in our community, and they're ready to go.
Good, good.
All right, Mr. Hudson?
First, I'd like to congratulate our Glenver Highlanders boys soccer, third time in a row winning state championship. And I don't have the statistics in front of me. I wish I did because I read through them the other day and it was unbelievable. They have been completely dominant over the last 3 years. So, and the ladies as well, they almost made it. They almost made it. They had a great season, and I believe David already mentioned Northside's achievements there. Also recognize our EMT kids. You know, these kids are our future and may very well save one of our lives one day. I work closely, obviously, with the fire department over the years, and those are some great people, and I think that they got to be very happy to be a part of this program and have such a wonderful group of kids coming up. Looks like a bunch of them are already applied, so that's great. Ms. Smith and Dr. Benson, yeah, actually I know both of them pretty well. Dr. Benson's wife works at Glenver, got to work with her for years, and see her son a lot at Fort Lewis making my rounds, and you know, he's had a lot of accomplishments over the last couple of years. It's amazing. He's in here about every 3 or 4 months with some sort of accomplishment. So he's obviously working very hard. I know he just got his doctorate here over the last year or so. So very proud to have him on our staff. I think he's a bright candidate to come over to the central office at some point, I hope. And Ms. Smith does a great job. I sat over there on her PTA for a while and have been at Fort Lewis for many years. Wonderful staff there, and I believe that she is doing excellent things there. And congratulations to our graduates. I got to shake 423 hands. That's one of my most favorite parts of this job every year is, unfortunately, we didn't get to stand out on the field at Glenver this year to do that. The weather didn't cooperate, but had a lot of fun shaking those hands and seeing some familiar faces. But hope everyone's enjoying their summer. That's all I got.
I want to give a shout out to Cave Spring girls soccer. They did lose, unfortunately, in the championship, but that was their first loss of the entire season, so they had a pretty incredible season. So congratulations to them. As everyone has mentioned, it is just such a pleasure to be part of graduation, to be able to shake each graduate's hand. And this year, of course, was special for me, as it was my son's graduating class. So I shook the hands of students that I've watched grow up. Many I've known since kindergarten, which was really cool. Got some hugs, and it was a lot of fun. And I also had the honor of giving my son Charlie his diploma, and it truly was one of the most special moments of my life. And I got to pictures back, and they're pretty cool. So that's all I have to say. I'm just super happy that I got to do that. And if there's nothing else, meeting adjourned.